So yeah, Phil, I think that's a good journey in.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, welcome to the studio, and we're good to go in 3, 2. There's a good desk. Nice. Oh, good evening and welcome to the Prediction League Cup Round 2 Cup Draw. Now Phil, I must apologise before I start for Round 1's Cup Draw. So you're probably thinking, it can't get any worse. Well, don't count your chickens before they've hatched is what I'd say.
Yeah, that's a very apt saying.
So we're here tonight, brought to you by sportsdirect.com.
Yes.
UK's #1. Cheers, Phil.
Cheers.
And as you can see, we're joined by fellow gladiator and a bit of a pro of the game himself, Mr. Philip Quigley, aka Quigmire. Now, Quigley has represented and captained Bortley St Joseph's, has he not? He's won many cup finals himself, and he's never said no to a dirty tackle or two.
No, and I never will.
That's why we've got the expert pundit Phil Quigley in this evening. Now, Phil, how did you feel about your chances of the first round draw?
Well, always good chances.
Good chances?
Yeah, always. You know, I've always got a chance, whoever I come up against.
Who were you up against again in round 1?
I think that might have been Brunga.
No, it wasn't Brunga. Your tie was Jonna.
Oh well, I was looking at the wrong scores, but you know, whoever it is, it doesn't really matter. They were going down anyway, you know. So
They're going downtown to Browntown, you
yes.
think, yeah?
I do.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see who qualified from round 1. I'm sure I did. Phil, I'm sure you did as well. But it's all up to the gods. Should have really got that sorted out first. Sorry, Shaft, it looks like you're out of the first round. But all the other scores, I can assure you, have not been counted yet. But there was a couple of ties in round 1 which were, had my mouth watering. The first one was actually Righty versus Shaft, which I was going to bring up.
Yeah, I wonder what the score was in that one.
I don't know, but where do you think? Who do you think went through? Who do you think was lining up to be the favourite in that one?
Well, you know, I've always thought highly of Righty, you know, and you know, Shaft, you know, what can I say? He's got no hair.
He's got no hair. Well,
you know what to say about people with no hair?
No, what did they say with people with no hair?
I'll just leave that to your imagination. Okay.
So I think what they say with people with no hair is you've got to break a few eggs to make an omelette. Is that not what they say?
Sounds about right, yeah. I've heard that before.
Okay. So one of the other ones that I thought was an interesting tie was Andy J versus Rodney. Now Andy J hasn't paid his subs yet, so I know there's been a mass debate amongst the hierarchy in the Prediction League whether we should or not even have been entered in to the cup. But
well, I think the people that love the game would like to see Andy J out. You know, me included.
Yeah, I concur with that statement. Unfortunately, the big wigs have allowed him to stay. But how do you think it panned out with him and Rodney?
Well, I know that Rodney likes a bit of a dabble in the transfer market.
He does,
you know.
Especially this early in the season.
Yeah. So I think he's got a strong unit there. You know, a big unit. Some people say.
Rodney's got a big unit, has he?
He has, yeah, he has. And you know, as I say, Andy J is lacking somewhat in the downstairs department. So I'd take a punt for Rodney in that one.
Rodney, well, you know what they say, a stitch in time saves 9. So I think it's time we get the round 1 results up. So as you can see, we've got this beautiful CGI going on to find out who won. Now, unfortunately, the tech team, I don't know what you're playing at, have already revealed the first results. which is Righty 4 versus Shaft 0. Now I believe Shaft didn't even submit any scores, which is never a good start to the cup competition.
No, but Righty's done well to keep a clean sheet there, I think.
He has.
Solid.
Solid at the back.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's the best way to be.
So, well done Righty for what? Shaft, he's gone. He's out of there. Righty's through to round 2. So who did we have next, Phil? Who was next in the round? It looks like it's Scotty 2 Hottie, I believe, versus... Do you know who that is?
That's it. Desperate Dan.
Well, it looks like Desperate Dan to me. Now, the scores are Scotty 2 Hottie 6, Desperate Dan 6.
Wow.
So it's thrilling. Well, it has. I wonder who went out at the first hurdle. Oh, it's Desperate Dan. I wonder how that happened. Scotty 2 Hottie through on away goals. Now, what I'm just hearing from the producer is Scotty 2 Hottie and Desperate Dan both didn't get their bonus fixture correct, but because Desperate Dan didn't follow the new system of the cup system of submitting on Google, and Scotty 2 Hottie did, Scotty 2 Hottie goes through on away goals. Now, what do you think about this ruling?
It's just confused me. You know, I don't know what to say.
I think the moral of the story is you should read all these pointless emails, and when it says submit your scores twice, Philip Quigley, it means you submit them on the league and in the cup. It's quite straightforward, and unfortunately Desperate Dan, he's had to learn the hard way.
Thanks for that explanation, that's pretty much summed things up well.
No problem. So tie number 3, we had, looks like Ian Temple versus, he is a hunk of chunk. And
that's a good looking man.
That is a good looking man, which is me, of course. And let's see what the scores were. Ian Temple 7 past 6. Oh, stone the crows. How did I manage that? Oh, I'll tell you something. Oh, let's move on quickly. I'm not happy with that. 7-6. Beaten by a midgie's dick. So, the next tie. Not that it matters now that I'm out, but never mind. It's Johnny, who evidently loves Berlin, versus, it's the man himself, Quagmire. Quagmire, he's very nervous, he doesn't know what the scores are yet. Are you ready, Bert?
No, but carry on.
Fire away, it's fired away. Let's see what we've got. Johnny 6, Quagmire 8. Oh, Johnny's out of there. Quagmire, he looks like he's snugging the tea lady. Quagmire? Okay, looks like we're carrying on the draw without him at the minute. Johnny, you're out of there. So the next one he's joining us back. Welcome back. Congratulations, may I say, of getting through to the next round. Well done. The next one is a picture of Belingo versus a Scouser, which must mean it's Craighurst versus Scouse Daz. Now let's see how this epic encounter ended up.
Wow, that was unexpected.
Holy moly, 0-0. Now, yeah, I'm just hearing through from the producers that neither Horst nor Scouse Daz submitted any scores, and I think that's what they call a damp squib.
Or dead heat.
Or dead heat. So either way, neither of them I don't think are going to go through. Let's see what the computer says. Horst's definitely out of there, and so is Scouse Daz. None of them deserve to go through because both of them are poop. Okay, so we're going to carry on.
You could almost say that fixture went up in flames there.
Oh yes, he did.
Yeah.
Let's carry on. We've got Keenan, or was that Kel?
I think that's Keenan.
That's Keenan. No idea who Keenan is. Versus, who's that?
Looks like Georgie
Kid Clancy.
Yeah.
Georgie Kid Clancy, the Man City legend. So who could this be? Keenan from Keenan and Kel versus Georgie Kid Clancy, the Manchester City legend. It's Younger versus Mank Matt. And not only that, again, it's a dead heat film. I mean, what are we thinking about that?
Well, a lot of close games here.
There is.
You know, I don't think I can take this tension.
I think they call that a funny hair's breadth between the two.
Yeah, well.
I think that's the term in the game.
But you don't spill that copy there.
Oh, hell's teeth. I've went and spilt me coffee. Never mind. Let's see who went through. Matty's out of there. Let's see why. Younger through on away goals. Now, do I have to explain that ruling again?
No.
Brilliant. Younger, you're through because you used the correct prediction. So here we go again. As we comes all the way through to holy moly, that's a picture of the Undertaker versus, what the heck is that?
Looks like 2 biscuits, Kyle.
2 biscuits. I wonder who this could be. Pablo L versus Hob. And look at those scores, both in double figures.
To be honest, they both deserve to go through for that.
Well, you would think so. When Pablo L's getting 10 points. He must be spitting feathers at that. Hob, heads off and hats off to that. That is a brilliant score, Hob. 11, you see yourself, pardon me, through.
I think Pablo L can be, have some pride in himself from that.
I think he can, you're right.
That's not going to win him any money, but,
A pat on the back from Phil Quigley is worth 7 crowns of jewels. I think that's the same.
It is.
So we have there, it looks like Brains from Thunderbird. And he is up against Jim's dad off of American Pie. Now, I think I know who the second one is. And it's Brunga versus Rag. And again, it's an 8 out. It's all a tie. Who's your money on this one, Phil Quigley?
Well, it's a difficult one, I mean, Rag does tend to jam his way through life in general, so I'd probably go for Rag here.
You're going to go Rag?
Yeah.
Let's see, because I know they both submitted their fixtures in the correct format.
Well
So
done.
who's out of there? Oh, it's Brunga. We've lost Brunga. Let's see why. Oh, here's an essay. Rag had West Brom Villa as a draw. Brunga had Hull as a win, and as we know, Crystal Palace won. So therefore, Rag wins on the Star game system. It's a good system, the Star game system.
Well, that has just reissued my faith in the Star system. There's a lot of people had a lot to say about that lately.
I know. But Rag must be over the moon with that one.
Yeah, and the Stars.
And the Stars. So, up next we have... It looks like it's someone being sick. Oh my giddy aunt. He's puking into a toilet. Looks like after a lot of alcohol. Looks like he's whiteying all over the shop. Not sure who that is. But, that looks like a woman with a lot of... What the... It looks like someone squirted lots of...
It looks like...
milk or cream.
Yeah.
All over her face and stuff. That is disgusting. I wonder who these 2 gladiators could be and what the scores were. It's Whitey 8 versus 7, who obviously doesn't look like they've got a name. Oh, it's Bacardi Gav. We've got Whitey versus Bacardi Gav, and Whitey goes through 8-7. Can you remember what happened last year in the Whitey competition when he got to the final? I think it might have been with your good self actually.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was called Prediction League Cup Final Gate, when Whitey threw all these toys out the pram after the mishap of who won the league, on the cup, sorry.
Yeah, I must say that did affect the rest of my game that season.
Your season did plummet after that.
Yeah, I've had problems.
Okay, well, let's move on. So, that's Bacardi Gav gone, and the next fixture... it looks like a pair of underpants with some skid marks on them, and Pablo Escobar, I think. So the competitors are Mark Skidmark versus Pablo J. Pablo J. He's had a bit of a plummet this season. He was up there last season, but I wonder what's went wrong this season.
Yeah, personal problems perhaps.
Yeah. He is from Liverpool after all.
Cracking tash though.
He has got a good tash, I'll give him that. As we can see, it's another draw. 8-8, Midgey's dick between them. Who do you think's gone through?
Well, I'm just going to say Mark.
Mark, let's see who's out of there. Oh, he's right. Mark stays in, Pablo J leaves, and it's because Mark had West Brom Villa as a draw. That looks like a very, very keen fixture between the Gladiators.
It does.
On Star fixtures, and obviously it's been working out for them. So moving on again, we have the next fixture in round 1. is someone with a dick neck versus, that looks like Petey, the dead bird off of Dumb and Dumber. Do you know where he snaps these birds' head off? You sold my dead bird to a blind kid? Anyway, the competitors, the gladiators, are Dick Neck Dave and Scouse Pete. And as you can see, last year's league champion, Davey C, he's having a nightmare this season. He's hanging around in mid-table mediocrity, and easy for me to say. And now he's out the cup. What a stinker Davey C's having. But congratulations, Scouse Pete. You're through to the next round.
It's good to have a Scouser in the next round.
Well, it is. After Pablo J's out of there and Scouse Daz is just nowhere to be seen. It is. You're right. So who do we have next? We have, looks like Leroy from Fame and, Ken Barlow after he got accused of something naughty. He doesn't look happy in that photo, and neither should he be in real life either. So let's see what the scores were. And it looks like the justice system has prevailed with Leroy beating Barlow 7-5. Hardlines Barlow, you're out of there. You might be leading at the top of the league, but you're no longer in the cup. That's a big upset, that, because Leroy, I'm sure he's near the bottom of the table.
Yeah, well, who is Barlow?
Well, that's a common saying. So here we go, we've got Tupac, and we've got a Temple. So the competitors must be Tupac versus Ben Temple, and it's a clean slate there for Ben Temple.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, every cloud and all that.
Every cloud and all that. It looks like I would call that a whitewash. And Tupac, you're out of there, my friend. See you later. So then, have we got any more left in this round? This round seems to be a lot of people, although there is 32 gladiators in round one. We have, holy moly, what is that? That is a face a mother can't even be proud of. It looks like the face like a bucket of smashed crabs. Oh, that's making me feel sick. And then a face in the shape of a potato, a Mr. Potato Head. Any ideas who these competitors could be, Mr. Philip Quigley?
Well, you know, I can think of a few people that look like Mr. Dowie there on the left.
Yeah.
But only one that looks like a potato head.
Any names before we reveal who they are?
I'm putting for George.
He's going for George. Let's see. We've got Bitty versus George Welder. Holy shit! Bitty got 12 points. I tell you what, that deserves a round of applause. Well done. Paul Bitty, 12 points. George, disappointing?
Can we double check that?
Yeah. Okay. For the time being, well done, Paul Bitty. It might be 1.2, I don't know, but it's came through the system as 12. So George is out of there.
Roasted potatoes there.
Roasted potatoes. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Who'd have thunk it? So next we have, that looks like Andy from Little Britain versus Rodney Trotter. So of course that's Andy J versus Rodders. Andy J hasn't paid a penny to this league yet. And look, somehow he's seen himself through to the next round with a 6-0 hammering.
I'm not happy, Kyle.
I'm not happy. I hope you guys are all happy for letting this guy stay in. That's colder than a witch's taking a brass bar for me.
It's even colder for me.
Let's move on. Let's move on quick.
Let's.
So the next fixture in round one was, of course, that looks like Barry from EastEnders and Jimmy Savile. That's bad taste. Nah, we're not having that. So we've got Bazza and Jimmy. Who could those be? It's Baz versus Jimmy. I'm going to Jimmy. Oh, not Jimmy. Timmy. Baz versus Timmy. And Timmy goes through with a 3-0 lead. That's a poor performance. But I'm guessing Baz just didn't submit his fixtures.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be too concerned with a 3-goal lead there for Tim. He's not going much further in the next round, is he? I
think he might be one where in round two people would hope to get Tim drawn in the next round.
Definitely.
Obviously, doesn't apply to me since I'm out of there. So I think that's everyone accounted for, I believe. So I'll just go through them again. Although, does that? So we had Righty versus Gaz. I think Righty went through. Scotty Too Hotty, he also went through. Ian Temple luckily beat me, he went through. Phil, you beat Jonna, well done. Horst and Scouse Stars. Now, what the producers are telling me is that because none of them actually submitted scores, there's actually going to be a wild card drawn after the round 2 draws, and someone is going to be let back in because none of those deserve to go through, but they've got every chance of getting through as well. So the numbers will be put right back into the bowl, and we'll see what happens.
Who would you like to see back in, Dan?
I would like to see Mr. Clarkson back in for the good of the game.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good advert for the Prediction League.
There's one thing you can say about he puts a lot of effort in.
He does, you're right. Younger versus Matt, I think that was Younger who went through. Pablo L. Hobb beat Pablo L with a big score. Brunker versus Rag.
I'd say that was a tie of the round.
I think it was 10-11. I tell you, Pablo L. He must have thought he was plain sailing through the next round with that, with a double point of 10. Whitey versus Bacardi Gav, that was Whitey who went through. Mark Pablo J. Who was that? It was Mark. It was Mark, you're right. Davey C, Scouse Pete saw off Davey C. Leroy beat Barlow, bottom of the league beat top of the league. Tupac versus Ben Temple went through. Beatty versus George, Beatty went through with a 12-pointer. Andy J beat Rodders and Timmy beat Baz. So in that order is going to be the next round draw. Okay, so Righty is going to be ball number 1, Scotty 2, Whitey 2, Ian Temple 3, Philip Quigley 4, Younger 5, Hobb 6. No, sorry. Younger 6, Hobb 7, Rag 8, Whitey 9, Mark 10, Pete 11, Leroy 12, Ben Temple 13, Beatty 14, Andy J 15 and Timmy 16. Now, as I said, ball number 5 is going to go to one side, and there's going to be a special draw. There's a wild card to see who's getting right back in the action for round 2. So, without any further ado, Phil.
Yes.
I think we should get the balls in the pot and draw round 2 cup draw. Okay.
And a word for the sponsors for the draw here?
Oh, yes. From me?
From you.
Sports Direct. They're offering fantastic quality G-strings for half the price of First Sport. Now that's an offer you can't refuse.
I haven't.
I would say they've got the top and bottom of the market.
I'd agree.
I'd also say that they're nicking all the retail from all the other sports shops.
I'd also agree.
But with a fantastic owner, Mr. Mike Ashley. Congratulations, Mike.
All the best.
All the best. Now you know what to say? Empty the tatties into the bucket! Oh, they're looking good. Tatties are in there, giving them a wiggle around. We can feel the excitement here in the studio. And there we go. That's all the tatties in. 1 to 16. We'll give them a good old shake around. So without further ado, let's make the draw. Round 2, tie number 1. At home, we have
Number 13.
Number 13, which is Ben Temple. Ben Temple is drawn against, got a home tie. Very important in round 2 to have a home tie.
Number 16.
Number 16, which is Timmy. Oh, Ben Temple must be rubbing his hands together with delight as he's drawn Timmy at home. That one will not be on Sky Sports, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Last on match of the day as well.
Definitely.
Easiest draw of the round. Number 8.
Number 8, which is Rag. Rag once caught chlamydia from a mongoose.
We've all been there.
Yeah. Back in 1998, he got to the quarterfinals and had to withdraw, I believe.
So that wasn't the most recent bout?
No. Rag's he's an old timer.
So I'm hoping for this to be me here. Number 5.
Number 5. Number 5 is the all off. That's Horst versus Scouse Stars. That's going to go back in the pot. So number 5, that's leaving to one side. For 1 second, number 5's going in there.
Well, is the winner of that not going to go against Raglan?
Oh yes, that's true. So the winner of that, Rag's going to play the wild card, okay? Rag, I put a question mark, wild card. Well done, thank you very much, Mr. Quigley.
So keep on top of things.
Tie number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Scotty 2 Hottie, all the way from Belgium. Scotty 2 Hottie has came over here in his first season and he set the league alight. He's got a home tie versus
Number 10.
Number 10. Number 10 is Marky Mark. Mark with a very, very convincing win over Pablo J. Tie number 4. Home team is
Number 3.
Number 3, Ian Temple just managed to scrape through round 1 by beating a very, very strong opponent.
Number 12.
Plays number 12, which is Leroy, all the way from Manchester. Leroy invented syphilis.
Well done. I think we all have some depth there. Number 15.
Number 15 is Andy J. Shouldn't really be in this round after he hasn't played it yet. Oh no, we need those back for the wild card. Okay, that's what we're trying to probably not be going to be joining round 2. Andy J versus, he's got a home tie 2.
Number 11.
Number 11 is Scouse Pete. Now, I've seen Scouse Pete throw, and it's no word of a lie, he's thrown coins at a barmaid's face to draw attention. Can you believe that?
Yes.
Well, you're right. That's good because nothing is out of the question with Scouse Pete. So, next draw.
Number 1.
Number 1 is Righty. Who plays?
Number 7.
Number 7 is Hob. You know what they say? One in the bum, no harm done.
Number 9.
Number 9 we have Whitey. Whitey managed to scrape through versus Bacardi Gav. And Whitey, last year's winner, so current holder of the cup, is playing...
Number 14.
Number 14 is Paul Beattie. I tell you something, Paul Beattie, he knows which side of the bread to butter on. Next tie.
Number 6.
Number 6. Number 6 is Younger. He's all the way at the top of the league as well. Plays...
Guessing this is going to be me.
The last one, number 4, who is, in fact, he's got an away tie, Quagmire. Okay, so just before we count all the scores up, can we put all the papers back in the bucket to make sure I'll put them in there, scrabble them all up, and then one of these are going to be picked out at random. So when you close your eyes, close your eyes, pick one out, and this is the person, the wild card, who's back in the game, and he's going to be playing away tie to Rag. Which number have we got there? Would you like to reveal it at the camera?
It's number 6.
Number 6. Ah, Stone the Crows. Number 6 was Younger versus Matt. So Mank Matt has somehow bragged his way back in. I suppose there's a little bit of justice in that because Mank Matt and Younger actually drew 4 4-1 points. So he's probably deserved. So a roundup of round 2's fixtures are Ben Temple versus Timmy. Rag versus Mank Matt, Scotty 2 Hottie versus Mark, Ian Temple versus Leroy, Andy J versus Scouse Pete, Righty versus Hob, Whitey versus Beattie. Now that would have been a good tie, Righty versus Whitey. Unfortunately, that's for another day. And the last tie is Younger at home to Quagmire. So what's the pick of the ties there for you, Mr. Quagmire?
I'd have to say Younger versus Quagmire. Yeah, I think Quagmire's going to take him down. All the way to Browntown.
I've heard that Younger likes a bit of Browntown, so maybe she's taking him into Pleasureville there.
I might have to reevaluate my tactics.
Have you got a plan B?
I've always got a plan B.
Okay. And what do you think is a poor tie in this round?
Any tie really involving rag or tin, it's poor.
Yeah.
It's always poor.
I wouldn't say they were any of the two flair players in this league, would you?
No, definitely not.
They haven't got the skills to pay the bills?
No.
Okay, well, I think that's it on this time for round 2 of the Prediction League. Thank you very much, Phil Quigley, for joining me again.
No problem.
And congratulations for getting through to round 2 at a tough away tie to Younger. So, unfortunately, I'm out the cup, which normally means that the production quality even goes more downhill than it already has been. But
going off last week, I don't think that's possible.
okay, I'll take that as a huge compliment, and thank you very much, and good evening.
Good evening.
Or just not recorded. 31 minutes.